Hi, welcome to Let's Have a Yarn About Autism, the importance of building connections. In Autism, What is it? We had a very brief look at the physiology of autism and just some of the challenges that autistic people might face. I also said that I would try to give you an illustration about the importance of building connections as a foundational step to relationship with the autistic person in your life. So here it is. Imagine a soldier in the midst of conflict, down in the trenches being constantly bombarded by the enemy. He's hungry, tired, cold, wet, and constantly living in fear. His whole life is about trying to preserve himself. And then imagine that a really kind, caring, helpful person goes into the trench and tries to teach him how to knit, because then he could knit his own socks and jumpers and help himself so much more, and it would be really helpful for him to learn. Now, it's really not the right time to try and teach him that skill. His focus really isn't on learning that skill, it's merely to survive in a world overwhelmingly filled with threats. The best chance you've got to teach that soldier to knit is to remove him from the situation. Take him out of the conflict. Provide a safe space or an environment that is safe for him, where he is able and willing and free to learn those skills. Then you'll have much greater success in teaching him how to knit. Now, if you recall, an autistic brain has trouble with the receiving, processing and sharing of information. And when I say information, I mean all incoming stimuli, including everything you see, hear, touch, smell and taste, as well as knowledge and skills that you are trying to assimilate. So, if you think of the autistic person in your life like that soldier, a person who is constantly being bombarded by information and stimuli that their brains cannot process efficiently or even appropriately, it's no wonder that they feel like they are constantly in defense mode. They are constantly on the defensive, that they are always looking for the next threat, the next thing that they have to shield themselves from. That's why so many autistic people retreat to video games or movies, or just isolate themselves completely, or sit there and look like they've zoned out, because that's exactly what they have done, in an effort to protect themselves from the bombardment of information and stimuli that's being thrown at them all the time. It's the only way they can feel safe, the only way they can try and maintain any semblance of control over their lives. So, if you're trying to teach social skills and emotional literacy and this and this, plus do all the OT exercises and introduce good hygiene practices and so on, while they're still just trying to protect themselves, they really aren't in the right frame of mind. They really don't have the headspace to take all that on, let alone then trying to learn all their school stuff or work stuff or whatever it is they're trying to do as well. The guys at Asperger's Experts, whom I highly recommend you check out if any of this is ringing true with you, I'll leave a link in the comments, call this defense mode. And just some of the things that total overwhelm or defense mode can lead to include anxiety, sleep issues, meltdowns, isolation, depression, challenging behaviours, and learning issues, as well as a myriad of other things. So, you might be wondering how to help this person get out of this state of overwhelm or defense mode. Well, it's actually quite simple, but that doesn't mean it's easy. It means you've actually got to deliberately spend some time with them. You've got to become involved in their interests. Show them that you're there for them, that you value who they are, that you're not always just trying to change them. It takes time and it takes sacrifice at a time that you probably feel that you are already sacrificing so much for them. It is hard. I mean, I quite enjoy learning about wild animals, which is one of my son's passions. I'll happily sit and watch Wild Kratts or Deadly 60 and learn weird and wonderful facts about animals. And I can just about cope with Pokemon if I have to. But I have absolutely no desire whatsoever to know anything about Beyblades. But that's what my son loves. So I watch the shows on Netflix and I learn about different launches and Beyblade types and performance tips and goodness knows what else. But I sit down and I spend time with him around that because it's something he loves. And he is allowing me to enter his world. So you might need to learn how to play Minecraft, or read all the Harry Potter books, or suddenly take an avid interest in paper clips, or even just learn to sit in the same room with them, not necessarily saying anything, but just being there with them. Like I said, it's not easy, but it is foundational to building a relationship. It really is the first step. If you want to help to build skills, then there really is little point unless you've done this first. Remember, helping a person out of defense mode doesn't mean they'll never go back in. However, over time, it usually gets easier for that person to climb back out again, especially if they've got someone there willing to help them. Also, this isn't limited to autistic or neurodiverse people. Neurotypical people find themselves in defense mode from time to time too. Be on the lookout for it for yourself, as often dealing with the constant barrage of issues that come from living in a household of any description can put you into defense mode yourself. I hope you found that helpful. Next time we'll have a look at anxiety, not just in relation to autism, but just anxiety in general. I look forward to seeing you then.